Well, do you need more time in your day because you have too much to do? It may seem impossible, but productivity expert Neen James says we can make more time if we change a few bad habits and follow some basic tips. Neen joins me this morning to spill the beans on what she calls the power of 15 minutes. Neen, good morning once again.
G'day.
Thanks again for being here. So you travel the world, as we mentioned earlier, talking to professionals. What do you say when people say, oh, Neen, there are just not enough hours in a day?
Rubbish.
Really?
Everyone has the same amount of time. You and I are blessed with the same 24 hours as everyone else. It's how you invest it. That's what's productive.
Yeah, and I know you talked about this strategy when you were here around the holidays, and we talked about being productive around the holiday season, but it's really a solution that you say you can apply year-round.
Absolutely, you can. Think about it. 15 minutes a day is one of the most powerful things. No one has an hour anymore, right?
Right.
But you can create 15 minutes.
And how did you come up with this concept? Again, you talk about it in your book.
I do, and one of the things I found when I was researching my book was people were always saying this. There's never enough hours in the day, and no one has an hour anymore. People are so stressed, so busy, and I thought, you know what? If we could achieve things in 15 minutes, imagine how powerful that would be.
Yeah.
So that's what we started to play with, and I started to see results. I'm talking 15 focused, dedicated minutes. We're not talking multitask minutes here.
Yeah, and we'll talk about how to make the most of those 15 minutes in just a minute. But where do you think people tend to go wrong when they go about their days and they end up thinking, oh, I wish I had another 5 hours?
We waste time. And so if we could just look at things in 15-minute increments, what we would be more productive. They go wrong because they get overwhelmed. And they think something's going to take longer than it is, therefore they procrastinate. Procrastination key, 15 minutes. Just do it for 15 minutes. Do something. It overcomes procrastination.
Sounds a lot easier than something that takes more than 15 minutes, right? I know you have a client who just applied this technique to writing a whole book.
Right.
How'd she do that?
In January, she told me I want to write a book. I'd heard it so many times. I said, oh, for goodness sake, let's do it already. On the 18th of December, she opened her very first carton of books because she wrote for 15 minutes every day.
Wow.
Powerful, right?
Wow, that's amazing. That's a good success story there.
It is.
So let's talk about how we do it. The first thing you say we need to do is create time and make time. How do we do that?
You can create 15 minutes in your calendar by getting up earlier for 15 minutes or going to bed later for 15 minutes. So if you're a night owl, you can do it at the end of the day. But think about it. We can do 15 minutes, but we don't want to get up an hour earlier and we don't want to go to bed later. So 15 minutes, you can create time by also eliminating the distractions in your life and focusing for 15 minutes.
And by distractions, what are some things that tend to distract us? I know you mentioned in your book, phone, email, even the door, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Other people distract us. And what happens is we give our time away to everybody. Our email and those constant noises. If you have email sounds, whistles, turn them all off. If you have a door, shut the door to allow yourself 15 dedicated focus minutes.
Okay, so when you do this technique every day, do you just kind of go into your office, close the door, block out the outside world?
Yeah, absolutely. I have to make sure I can't see my laptop, my phones are on voicemail, my door is shut, and it allows me 15 planning minutes in the morning is such a powerful use of time because it sets my dedicated time for the day. I focus on my goals and objectives, what do I want to achieve, and I use that really quiet time to make sure I'm getting the most out of my day.
Okay, and you say another tip, decide now and focus.
Correct. The real key to focus is 15 minutes because what happens is it gives you a sense of urgency. If you need to, set the alarm on your phone and just give yourself, permit 15 minutes. If you commit to it, decide and focus, you'll get it done.
Okay, and lastly, you say we should designate the same time each day to do whatever we're doing in 15 minutes.
Create a routine and make it a priority appointment. Let's take exercise, for example. Not all of us enjoy doing it, but if you do it at the same time every day, it's a standing appointment with yourself that you'll to. The power of 15 minutes makes you really productive.
And what are some of the things, just some examples of things we can apply this technique to? You mentioned exercise. Any other ideas?
In business, you could call a client and thank them for their business for 15 minutes. You could reach out and have a real eye-to-eye conversation with someone that you are really important in your life. Imagine looking someone in the eye for 15 minutes and having a real undistracted conversation. You can also make sure you eat a healthy meal. You can do a little power nap for 15 minutes. There's an enormous enormous amount of things you can do. You could write a thank you note.
And I imagine this one has gotten great response, Neen, as you travel the world talking about the power of 15 minutes. People, is it transforming people's lives? I mean,
it is, because like I said, no one has time anymore, but people will give you 15 minutes. If you just choose one activity every day, make it a priority, increase your productivity, and you will deepen your relationships. And you know what? It boosts your confidence as well.
Neen, thanks so much. Life never sounds as stressful when you break it all down for us. Thanks for being here. And send me the info on that stiletto mentoring group. That sounds like fun. You have such great groups. Neen, thank you. Again, you can find out more about Neen's book, more about Neen, and some great tips on her website, neenjames.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back.